All right, Dan. Good morning, Uncle Lou here.
And Lou Jr.
Yep, that's right. Lou Jr.'s here with me too. We're gonna let him play some too, but we're gonna play Alabama this time. I played Tennessee, South Carolina, and now Alabama. So competition's getting tougher. Tougher and
We're playing Alabama too.
tougher. You don't need that.
Playing Alabama.
So we're gonna play Alabama. They're ranked number 1 in this game. Now this is the 24 NCAA 2014, I guess, or 2013. So that's where these rankings come from. This is just exhibition mode. But I have updated Georgia's roster to the current 2017 team, or most of it anyway. At least all the starters. So we'll see how it goes. Do a Georgia dynasty. Yeah, it's been like literally years since I played this game. So I'll do a dynasty or a season or something, but I wanted to play a couple of exhibition games first before I started anything like that. But yeah, I'll do that. At least a season and maybe a dynasty too. So,
Okay. Grimace beat the Hicks.
we're gonna beat the Hicks,
Yes.
Alabama, the Gumps, the Bubblegum Gumps.
Falcons fan 1020. You sure you can do it, Lou? Falcons fan 1020. You sure you can do it, Lou? We're sure.
Yeah, we're pretty sure.
Yeah. Slim. Falcons fan 1020. Rip.
Hey Lou, guess what? What, King? What's up? You tell me. I don't know. I'm not good at guessing. Or at least you have to give me a hint first. What link did you send me? I don't remember. Sorry.
Between the hedges in Athens, friends, it's time once again to let the big dog eat. These Georgia fans know that they want their team to
Go Dogs.
hunker
Yep,
down one
that's right.
more time, you guys. Hunker
All right,
down
so it looks like we're
one
going to be
more
receiving.
time and score a huge victory for Uga in Athens town.
Return middle?
That's gonna do it
Okay.
here in the
We'll let Lou
studio.
Jr.
Don't
pick some of
worry,
the
we'll be
plays.
keeping your finger on the pulse of
Let's
everything
see.
that's going on
All
everywhere
right,
else
Godwin.
across the country. Right
Nope,
now,
he
it's
jumped
time
the
for
wrong
kickoff.
way there.
ESPN College football. Brad Nessler and Kirk Herbstreit are on the call.
All right, run or pass, Lou Jr. First and 10.
Run.
Run? Okay. Let me find a good one here.
The quarterback leads the team.
Let's see if
out
we
on
can
the
trick 'em
field
with a
for
draw
first
play.
drive.
Melon Daddy. Roll Tide.
Oh, yeah, I got the, you sent that to me.
Looks like they didn't
But
get the play
what am
off
I?
quick enough.
See, I'm not paying attention now, and I'm delay a game. Yeah, you sent it to me, but I think this is 2013. I have 2014 though, and I have to find it. I don't know where it is, and that's the rosters for 2014. So I got to find the 2014 version of this game, and then I can download all the
First and 15 now.
all the rosters.
Ball on the 15-yard line.
Which NCAA is this?
I think this is 13. Yeah, I have 14, but it's been forever since I've even played the Xbox. And outside in the garage or in my grandmother's basement, depending on who you're talking to, where I film all the videos, this old Xbox 360 has been out there forever. And I never used it. I think I played Guitar Hero on it once a couple of months ago, and that's literally the only time I've used it in years. Lou Jr. has an Xbox One in his room.
It's second down.
Which we're in?
So I was out doing something out there in the garage the other day, and I found this NCAA game, and I said, oh,
There's a strike complete.
that would be fun to play. Anyway, so I brought it inside into Lou Jr.'s room and hooked it up in his room with his Xbox One through our his capture card in the computer, so I can do these videos. But I have the 14 somewhere, too. I just have to find it. it's 3rd and 1. How about we run it up the middle? All
From
right,
their
then.
own 29-yard line. It's 3rd down.
That'll work.
First down.
Decent game there on the play by the running back, and that's enough for the first.
I don't think there's a coach in the world who wouldn't be happy with getting
Yeah,
5
Harry
yards
Dog
of
doing a
carry.
damn handstand. All right, let's try the play action pass here. See if we can catch him sleeping.
It's 1st down.
Ooh, he got rocked, but he held on to it though.
By the offense to sell the play fake.
Another 1st down. Keep the chains moving.
Plenty of room to connect.
We should do a pass.
You think we should do a pass? I'm gonna run it. 1st down. I think actually, hell, I don't even know what I did now. No, we got the 1st down. Yeah, we did a run to the left here with Chubb. Let's see what we can do.
They'll go with the run once again.
Ooh, get off me!
That was a good one.
44-yard line. He caught some key
He ain't
blocks
hurt,
and
is
was
he?
able to turn it into a 10-yard gain.
Look at
Boom.
that. Just juked him.
That was pretty professional. I have an Elgato. Slim Mosley. Actually, it's Lou Jr. Slim Mosley wants to know if you have an HD PVR or an Elgato.
And Elgato. Right?
So it's
That's right.
2nd down, and they're only about a foot away from picking up the 1st down.
Second in inches, it means barely. Oh! Oh, God, I got lucky that wasn't intercepted.
Brady drops the ball here. I don't know if
Well,
he's starting
we're going to run it
to
now and
feel
just get a
think about
1st down.
the return or what,
3rd
but
and
that
inches.
ball's right in his hand.
We just run it right up the middle.
Once again,
All
they'll
right,
come to
then.
the line, trying to convert on 3rd down.
Nick Chubb, bruised shoulder, will return soon. I mean, that's not a big deal. We're loaded at running back. Chubb, Michelle, Harry, and Holyfield. That's Lou Jr.'s favorite player, Sonny Michelle.
You work so hard as a defense to get an offense to 3rd down.
Yeah, beating Bama is a tough task anytime, for any team, any year. But it's like I was talking about earlier today. I mean, if you win the East. I mean, as long as Alabama is dominating like they are, your goal has to be win the East, make it to Atlanta, and roll the dice and see what happens. I mean, that's all you really can hope for. Is Alabama unbeatable? No. I mean, anybody can be beaten. But it would take a good game from somebody for sure to beat Alabama. I mean, they say what you want. Nick Saban is the greatest coach ever, in my opinion. All right, doggies. We need a 1st down here. Well, that's not going to work. That's not what we needed. Well, it's easy for you to say I should have ran it now after the play's over when we get a 10-yard loss. Meanwhile, when I was trying to pick the play, you didn't have nothing to say. Lou Jr., as soon as something bad happens, Lou Jr., you should have done the other thing. But before you picked the play, you didn't have nothing to say, though. Yeah, but, well, I see it's all this talking and not a lot of doing.
So far this drive, the defense has been unable to stop them on 3rd down.
Ah.
Oh, had it knocked down.
See? What did I say?
Man, hush. I did throw it, or whatever you said to do. I don't even think I can make a field goal from here. I'm not punting from the 39, though. Oh, come on. What's up, Phillip? Playing the Gumps this time.
Here that they didn't elect to punt. I don't agree with this call. Looking to throw.
Oh, he's open.
Fires out to his receiver. And they
Nice. Nice 4th down conversion.
We've got a first
See if we can
and 10.
catch him sleeping with a draw
The
again.
11-yard line. He's tackled
No.
13.
That didn't work. Who are the life champs in this game? There's only one life champion. That's Tennessee, and they're not in this game. So
This is the 13th
there is
play of
no
this
life champion in this game. Suba man, Suba man, Suba. What elbow?
Halfback's got it on the quick throw. He's taken
Dang it.
down around the 10-yard line. But he didn't have much of a chance on that play.
Boy, this defense has a lot of speed. They're all over him by the time he caught the ball.
Come on, doggies.
It's 3rd and 9. Ball on the 10-yard line. Throws it out.
Oh, he dropped it. Come on, Ridley. I think that hit him right in the hands. We got to kick a field goal now. Wild thing time.
This one should be makeable. Georgia could take the lead with this field goal. The kick is up, and it splits the upper.
Hot Rod is money. Give that man a Scully, please. Can you tell me the rosters you're using? I made them myself. I didn't download any. I don't know of any that are out yet. And besides that, this is NCAA 13, not 14. And most rosters that you find are for NCAA 14. So I just made my own using the 2017 UGA roster.
Looks like they're ready for the kick.
Right, Falcons fan? Another damn drop. This game realistic as hell. I was saying that earlier, too.
He just drills this one. He's to the 10.
Now, what's the flag now?
Shoot on that one. Looks like someone was called for holding.
Okay, that's on Bama then. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll back Bama up any chance I get. All right, defense, come on now.
They'll start at the 9.
Lou Jr., when we get the ball back, you going to run some plays. Feel me? Get him. Woo!
At about the 5-yard line.
Ate him up.
Not a lot of offense.
Oh, yeah. I have NCAA 14, too, somewhere. I got to find it. But, yeah, this is 13, and it's hard to find rosters for 13. So I just pulled up a UJ roster list off the internet and went through and just renamed the players. I left most of the stat. I didn't even really adjust many of the stats. So like Nick Chubb, I think basically has like Todd Gurley stats. Yes, ate him up. All right, 3rd and long, backed up on their own 4-yard line. Let's go, doggies. Need another stop. Now, they scared when they running the ball on 3rd and a million.
I think they need to pass in that situation most of the time.
Yeah, it's NCAA 14 is getting more and more expensive too because it's getting harder and harder to find, and you can't download it anymore. I don't think either. So it's hard to find. Yeah, Stu said something. I don't know what's up in Oklahoma. I don't know if it's like a Florida situation, where Urban Meyer faked a heart condition. He got out of Florida because he knew, he had done some shady shit down there and was trying to get out of Dodge, and he knew basically the team was going into the toilet or whatever. I don't know. Or if Big Game Boob is just looking to get a job at Notre Dame. or something like that, which is most likely having an opening after this season. I'm kind of surprised they didn't fire Brian Kelly after last year. 4-8 at Notre Dame is, or should be anyway, unacceptable. Oh, you can download it? Okay.
And he makes it out to about the 34-yard line.
Call it a gain of 3 yards. That'll make it 2nd and 7.
I don't even know what difficulty level this is. It's whatever it automatically is when you just turn the game on. I didn't change anything, so I'm not sure. Let's see if we can get one to Ncaa over there in that corner.
He's at the 20.
Yes, we can.
The 17-yard line.
Quarterbacks just love this scenario. He had his man one-on-one.
You want to run a play?
All
right, here you go.
Coverage, and you just saw it. It results in an easy first down.
Press A. And then, the red, it'll tell you run or pass. Did you do a run or a pass?
The 17-yard line. First down.
No, it's good. So you'll press A to snap it, and then they'll hand the ball off, and then you run.
He gets out to about the 15-yard line.
You gain 2 yards. It's better than losing 2 yards.
That makes it 2nd and 8.
From the 15-yard
What'd you do that
line.
time? Did it pass? All right. You got to look for the open man and then hit that button to throw it to him, right?
What?
Looks for the tight end, but they can't hook up.
Number 18 was the
Me?
intended
Okay.
receiver on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 8.
What did the Jets do? Somebody said something about the Jets in the chat. What did the Jets do now? I hadn't heard.
It's 3rd and 8. Ball
What
on the
did Jets do?
15-yard
Somebody
line.
tell me.
Georgia is up by 3.
I got lucky that wasn't intercepted.
Number 8 was the intended receiver on the play. That makes it 4th and 8.
We're going to kick another field goal. You know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to be one of those people that goes for it. What happened to the Jets? Somebody tell me. I threw it too soon. Yeah, I remember you, Philip. What's up, buddy? Luke, what losses hurt me the most? The loss to Alabama in the 2012 championship game. I mean, we were 4 yards away from beating Notre Dame in the national title game. Because let's just be real. Oh, I got juked out of my shoes. Whoever won that Georgia-Alabama game was winning the national title that year without question.
Nobody open downfield, but he's got to be careful. I like his toughness, but those kind of hits are going to take a toll on him eventually.
Yeah, last year the Tennessee game was just brutal just because of the way it ended. The Ole Miss game was embarrassing as hell because, we got blown out. I ran right past him. So, yeah, the Ole Miss game was embarrassing because we got blown out. Tennessee game was brutal because of the way we lost. Anytime you lose to Vanderbilt, that's nothing to be proud of. But that Tennessee game was just, the way that game ended was just brutal. Not even the fact that they hit a Hail Mary at the end, but the fact that we scored the play before that to take the lead, with 4 seconds to go, 10 seconds to go, whatever it was. And, we get the penalty, which means we have to kick off from the 40-yard line and sit down. They get great field position. Well, not great, but, that gave them the ability to throw a Hail Mary into the end zone. Without that penalty, Josh Dobbs can't throw the ball that far, and the game's over. So with that penalty, just the way that game ended was just absolutely brutal. And if there's anybody on planet Earth who hasn't seen my live reaction to the last minute or two of that game, if there's anybody left on planet Earth that hadn't seen that yet, you should quit watching this and go watch that immediately. Georgia, Tennessee fan reaction, I think, is how you can find it. Oh, you're an Auburn fan? War Eagle.
First and 10. Ball on the 46.
Auburn's been to 2 national title games in the last few years, so there's not much I can say about that. Unfortunately for Auburn, though, those are the only 2 years they've beat UGA in the last 11. We're 9-2 against Auburn in the last 11 years. So we seem to have their number. Unless Auburn has a national title team, they can't seem to beat UGA. So that makes me feel good about this year. Yeah, I'm a Lions fan now. Proud Detroit Lions fan since February 2017.
On the ground with the tailback.
Get him.
Middle for a nice gain.
They're going to come down here and score at the end of the damn half.
They've got a solid drive going here, but I know it's not going to mean that much without putting some points up on the board.
From the 32-yard line. First down.
Oh, my God. How did I not get him?
Bring him down for a sack on the play. Alabama will take their second time out of the half. That'll bring up second down.
The last time UJ won a big game, it depends on your definition. You'd have to define big game for me. That's a subjective term.
3-yard line. Second down. Backup quarterback into the game now to call the signals.
Is beating a top 10 team a big game? I mean, you know, or does it have to be a major bowl game you're talking about? It depends what you're talking about. We beat a top 10 team last year. That's. I mean, I don't care what your record is or what team you are. If you beat a top 10 team, that's a good win. So whether or not you consider that to be a big game or not, you know, that's the question you'd have to answer for yourself.
Hey, the offense is in field goal range. They didn't get the first down there on third down, but they still have a chance to get.
Anytime we beat Florida, it's a big win in my opinion. So 2013 we beat Florida, and 2012 and 2011. The home game against LSU a couple of years ago was a good. I think was that 2013, 2014.
Didn't get all of that one.
I think that was 2013.
To be a nice little punt
Might have been
there.
It was
2014.
just a little pooch kick, but it was very effective.
But yeah, that game against LSU in Athens where it was back and forth all day long. I think that was 2013. Aaron Murray against Zach Mettenberger, and the game was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Ended up being, I don't know, 44 to 38 or something like that. It was a really high scoring game, but that was an exciting game.
13. Georgia is up a field goal. Fires out to his wide.
4-yard gain. That's not going to cut it.
You don't have to throw it deep to have success.
That's not going to cut it. We got to get the ball down the field here if we're going to score before the half.
Drops back to pass.
Ooh, I got lucky that wasn't picked off. That wasn't the route I thought he was running. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Let's see how this works. Probably won't work.
Thank you, Brad. His hand is completely bandaged to try to immobilize that broken finger. He is listed as out for the rest of the game. Let's send it back.
Yeah, the Clemson game was nice. Home game at night, first game of the year. That was an exciting game. Nick Chubb's first touchdown, scored with only one shoe on. Who do I have winning the Natty next year? I don't know. It's kind of early to get into all that. I think in the stream I did earlier, somebody asked me to name my Final Four. And now when I do these Final Four predictions like I'm doing right now, I pretend Georgia doesn't even exist. So by me not picking Georgia doesn't mean I don't think they have a chance or anything like that. But when I do these predictions, I just pretend they don't exist. So take that however you want. But if I had to name a Final Four right now, I would say Southern Cal, Ohio State, Florida State, and the winner of the SEC. The Big 12 is just a joke. I mean, let's just be real. As much as I hate the Big 10, the winner of the Big 10 is far more likely. Far more likely to make it to the playoff than the winner of the Big 12. And who knows what's going to happen to Oklahoma now with Stoops leaving. They promoted the offensive coordinator, what's his name, Lincoln Riley, to head coach. So who knows what's going to happen there, how they're going to respond to that or whatever. Y'all want to see D'Angelo Gibbs on a blitz, true freshman here? Let's see what he can do. D'Angelo Gibbs. Come on and get him, buddy. Well, you what? No. If you'd have let him catch that ball with 3 seconds to go, I would have revoked your Scully. Ohio State fans don't have any reason to talk trash to any SEC fan, period. Favorite UGA win? Like in my lifetime? I mean, I'll leave out the early 80s, even though I was alive. I'll go, from when I was a teenager or whatever to now, old enough to really know what I was watching, I guess. So we'll go from maybe the 90s to now. Don't you catch that? Okay. The best game I've ever been at in person was Georgia versus Tennessee in, was it 98? No, it wasn't 98. Tennessee won the title in 98. 2000 or 2000, was it 2000? The year we tore the goalpost down at Sanford Stadium. I was at that game with one of my best friends at the time who was a huge Tennessee fan. We had student section tickets. So we sat in the student section, rushed the field at the end. I mean, that was no other game I've ever been to compares to that. If you want to go a little more recent, the Florida win in, I think it was 2007, when Ncaa scored the touchdown from like the 1 yard line. The whole team ran out on the field. That was an exciting win. It just had been so long at that point since we had beaten Florida. The 2005 SEC championship game, obviously a huge win. I was trying to leave out the obvious ones like that, the Hawaii game, the SEC championship games, the Sugar Bowl wins. I was trying to leave those obvious ones out, name some other ones, but ooh.
I think anytime you lose yardage, it's frustrating as a ball carrier. It's very frustrating as a play caller. Makes you
Georgia and Kentucky.
The biggest thing you want to do as an offensive coordinator is get.
I've been watching football too long to ever really expect a close game between Georgia and Kentucky. Now, with that being said, though, I don't think Kentucky will be a pushover this year, but I don't think it should be a nail biter. I mean, talent-wise, we're still a good ways ahead of Kentucky, and I don't think that game should come down to the wire or anything like that. But I do think Kentucky is a lot better than they have been in some years past. They got a couple of legit running backs, so you got to give them credit there. But I would be shocked if we lost that game.
After the sack, it's now
Let's see what Nicole can do on this punt return here.
Griffith to punt.
Nothing.
Brought down at the 49-yard line. And that was excellent punt coverage.
I agree, Brad. That was
Do I think Georgia can beat the powerhouses of Vanderbilt and Georgia Tech this year? You tell me, Ken. What's Georgia's record against Vanderbilt and Kentucky Vanderbilt and Georgia Tech this century? What is it? We've played them each, 16 times? That's 32 games. My guess, we're probably 25-7 over those 32 games. So, yes, I do think Georgia can beat the powerhouses of Vanderbilt and Georgia Tech this year. Yeah, Gurley is better than Fournette and Derrick Henry, in my opinion.
They'll start this drive at midfield.
I think Todd Gurley was the best college running back since Adrian Peterson. That's my opinion. There are some Georgia fans who think every running back that comes along, is better than the one we had before. You got people that think Chubb's better than Gurley. You already got people who think this recruit for next year, he's still in high school. The dude's a 2018 recruit. This Zamir White from North Carolina, the guy they call Zeus. You got people saying he's already better than Gurley and Nick Chubb. I mean, that's just the way it goes. But I can tell you, I can't tell you how many Georgia games I've seen live and in person in the last 25 years or whatever. And Gurley is by far the best running back I've seen. Oh, that's going to change the game. And I saw Gurley and Chubb play, at the same time together. And to me, Gurley was obviously better. I love Chubb. I would take Chubb every single year. I would be happy if I had a Nick Chubb every single year. He's not Todd Gurley.
From the 49-yard line, first down.
Sit down. We got to hold them here. We can't even really let them get any yards. I got a damn 3-point. I can't even score a touchdown against these jabronis. I'm going to start running the ball. I'm passing it too much. I'm pass happy.
Second down and 10 to go. Ball on the 49-yard line.
Well, that's field goal range for sure.
Well, the defense was blitzing here, and again, great recognition.
Most annoying fan base? I don't know. I go back and forth with this one for obvious reasons, I guess. If there's a certain story in the news or something that entertains me, it's been Tennessee a lot lately with some of the stuff Butch Jones has done. So then, to me, the Tennessee fans are the most annoying. But I kind of bring it on myself because, I'll go make a bunch of Tennessee videos or get on Facebook and make a bunch of Tennessee posts. So then, of course, that draws out the Tennessee fans. So I kind of bring that on myself. But honestly, right now, this offseason, South Carolina is giving every fan base a run for its money in terms of most annoying. And look, these South Carolina fans, they're not trolling. They're not like just kidding around or being homers. They legitimately believe that Will Muschamp is a good coach. I mean, they honestly think that. They think Jake, what's his name, their quarterback? Bentley? I don't know. Is it Jake Bentley? They think this guy's the next Tom Brady. I mean, they're not just, blind homers. I mean, they the first couple hundred times I saw comments like that, I was like, well, these blind homers, of course they're going to say that. No, these people honestly believe that Will Muschamp is the answer at South Carolina. Like, they honestly believe Will Muschamp is going to be able to do, should have picked that off, that Will Muschamp is going to be able to do what Lou Holtz and Steve Spurrier could. Like, they honestly believe that. That explains your anger, Ken. I mean, listen, I haven't met a South Carolina fan who's not angry, ever. So I'm not going to sit there and hold that against you. I mean, I seriously do not blame you one bit for being angry. I would be angry too. So this isn't basketball, Ken. There's nothing called the Final Four in football. Seaman. Ken Seaman, listen to me. Listen to me, son. Listen to me, Seaman. There is no Final Four in football. You understand me?
Here at the 23. Georgia has a 3-point lead.
Listen, this is all you need to know about South Carolina and Will Muschamp. Steve Spurrier quit in the middle of the year, okay? Quit. You know, he chucked up the deuces and walked out in the middle of the year. So you were the first Power 5 team to have a job opening in 2015. The very first one. Which means you had your pick of the litter, right? You could have went out and interviewed and, in theory, hired any coach you wanted. You were the first school with an opening. Well, guess what? You were the last school to fill that opening. The very last one. Now, what does that tell you? It tells you two things. Number one, nobody wanted that job. And number two, and most importantly, no one wanted Will Muschamp. No one wanted Muschamp. You guys interviewed. You guys offered a job to about 9 different people. You were interviewing peanut vendors. I mean, you guys literally would have given that job to anybody. And there was no one. Everyone took another. No one wanted to work for South Carolina. The first school to have an opening, the last school to fill it. That tells you everything you need to know. You're a joke. Listen. If Tulane has more SEC titles than you, you might be a South Carolina fan. If you have a losing record at Duke in football, you might be a South Carolina fan. Now that's pass interference like no other. They didn't call it. If you didn't win your first bowl game till the mid-1990s, you might be a South Carolina fan. Not 1890s, 1990s. Think about that. Didn't win a bowl game till the mid-1990s. No SEC titles, one SEC East title, and you took the worst beating in the history of SEC championship games. Oh, that should have been picked off again. Ken, you've been not being able to wait for the UJ versus South Carolina game forever, and how does it work out for you? Y'all are terrible. We're like we're like 48-18 against South Carolina. I mean, you guys are the laughing stock of the SEC. I mean, honestly, come on, Joe, get in there. Dang it! If I'm a South Carolina fan, the only thing I'm hanging my hat on is trying to beat Tennessee and become bowl eligible. That's it. For whatever reason, Butch Jones can't beat Will Muschamp. Ride with that. Go with that. Quit setting yourself up for constant disappointment, Seaman. Quit doing it. You're not winning the East. You will be lucky to make a bowl game. Try to beat Tennessee. Try to beat Butch Jones again. Butch Jones has never beat Will Muschamp. How's that possible? I don't know, but that's true. You're not beating Georgia. You're not beating Florida. You're not beating either team you play from the West. You damn sure ain't beating Clemson. You can forget that. And you'd be lucky to win 2 out of the 3 between Vandy, Kentucky, and Mizzou. You'll be lucky if you win 2 of those 3. Seaman. South Carolina really didn't even have one good era. South Carolina had a couple of seasons in a row where they won 11 games. They still only won the East one time. You can't have a good era if you never even win your conference. You won the East one time. You've never won a BCS bowl game. You've never won a major bowl game.
Got to be careful of a pass play with this defense. He's got the 2. A nice 6-play, 58-yard drive, and they add 8 points to their total. The kicker looks like he's ready to kick this one off. Excellent kick. He's to the 10. He's to the 20. Tackle made at the 30.
Hey, Thomas Valls, can I ask you something? You remember that time you cried
Urgency.
me on Twitter for 3 days straight because people were mean to you on the internet,
Back in the game.
and you deleted your YouTube channel because people were mean and hurting your feelings?
They'll bring him
Do you
down
remember
at
that?
the 42.
Parrish makes the tackle at the 42-yard line. First down.
South Carolina's a joke. Yeah, we should have beat them by a little bit more than we did this year, but we still beat them.
First down.
I mean, 28-14 is not exactly a close game.
And a quick throw. And he's tackled around the 48-yard line.
A gain of 10 yards. That brings up 2nd and 1.
It's for $68.
A video.
It's 2nd down now, and they're just a few feet away from that first down marker.
I'm glad you're back, Thomas. You can't let the trolls win, buddy. You can't let the trolls run you off of LouTube.
Run all the way. Got a good
You got to have thick skin to be on LouTube.
He wasn't about to let him slip away either.
You think Missouri will win this year? They're just too stacked.
3rd down, and they're going to need about 3 yards.
Missouri's quarterback is okay. It's the 4th quarter, so like 6 minutes.
Hauls it in as he's pushed out of bounds.
Gain of 8 yards. That makes it 1st and 10.
Yeah, South Carolina's off-season champs. They stole that title away from Tennessee. These South Carolina fans, man, I'm telling you, they are beating their chest loud this off-season. I mean, that, like I said, it's not a thing where they're a homer either. I mean, they actually believe it. Mizzou will go 1-11. I don't know about that. I mean, they might win a few more games than that. I mean, they have a pretty good offense. Remember last year they moved the ball up and down against us pretty good.
Got a 1st and 10.
Easton threw that touchdown pass to McKenzie at the end of that game to win it. But I mean, their offense was okay last year. But I mean, I said all along, the best part about their team, even those 2 years when they won the SEC East, the best part about their team was their coach, Gary Pinkel. He was underrated. Mizzou never had the talent to win the East, ever.
Ball on the 40-yard line.
But Gary Pinkel was a good coach. He knew what he was doing. He knew how to get the most out of his people. And when he left a couple of years ago, I figured they would take a few steps back, and they did.
Incomplete.
Right, the intended receiver on the play. That makes it 3rd and 7.
3rd down, and they need to get it down to the 32. This place is getting loud.
Somebody needs to get a sack here.
Looks to pass.
That's not going to work. Look at he throwing up prayers, man.
Oh, he had a shot at the pick.
He's throwing up prayers, trying to pull a Tennessee on me here.
There by knocking away the pass.
4th down. Looks like they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Do you really think UJ has a chance at the playoffs, Lou?
Drops back to pass. Here they come.
Oh, he got ate up. UJ is the favorite to win the East. I mean, that's not just my opinion. That's everyone else's opinion. Now, the favorite doesn't always win the East. I know that. But, UJ is the favorite to win the East. And, we'll have to see how the season goes. I mean, when you get to Atlanta, I talked about this earlier. If we play Alabama, Alabama will be favored. Alabama will be the better team. But the better team doesn't always win. If they did, we'd be undefeated against South Carolina. Instead, we're 48-18. So 18 out of 65 times or whatever it is, the better team didn't win between Georgia and South Carolina. So it is, anything's possible. But I would say it would be a definite long shot for UGA to make the playoff this year.
This defense has really got to step it up and make a stop. They didn't snap the ball in time.
I think UGA could go 10-2 and win the East.
That penalty drives them back.
You go 10-2 and win the East, you take your chances in Atlanta and see what happens. I don't know how many years I've been on here, but I've never predicted UGA to win the national title, or make the playoff or anything like that. Now I predict UGA to win every week, but on a week-to-week basis I do that. You're not going to see me. You're not going to see me come out and make a prediction video in August saying UGA is going 15-0 and winning the national title. You won't see that. You'll see me make a trash talking video where I say all these teams are screwed and yada 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 and all this and that. And then from week to week, I will pick UGA to win the game. And some people say, well, what's the difference between doing that and then just saying UGA is going 12-0 in the beginning? Well, if you don't see the difference in that, then it wouldn't do me any good to explain it to you. I have neither the time nor the inclination or the patience to do that. I'm a very, very busy and important person. So if you don't understand the difference between those two things, that's on you. Yes, if Florida had a decent, not just a quarterback, just an offense in general, I do think Florida could win the SEC. You need a complete team to beat Alabama. Florida had an elite defense the last 2 years. That's not enough against Alabama. You've got to have an elite. You've got to be able to score points. Florida's defense is better than Clemson's defense. I mean, let's just be real. But Florida didn't beat Alabama and Clemson did. Why? Offense. You got to have an offense to beat Alabama. I mean, you have to have a defense too. You can't just give up 60 points. But the point is, you've got to be good on both sides of the ball to beat Alabama. I mean, they've got the best coach in the game, the best players in the game. There's going to be teams that have a few players that are better. Deshaun Watson's better than Jalen Hurts, that kind of thing. But as far as top to bottom, Alabama's going to have the best roster in college football every year. They're going to, as long as Saban's there, they're going to have the best coach every year. So you got to catch Alabama. You got to force some turnovers. You get score on special teams. You can't make stupid mistakes. You can't turn the ball over. But anybody can be beaten, and that includes Alabama.
Stop at the 34-yard line.
Edge. Who play Vandy and Georgia Tech this year? Who are you talking about? If you're talking about Georgia, we play Vandy and Georgia Tech every year.
From the 34-yard line, first down.
If you're an SEC fan, you should know that. I wouldn't even understand why you'd be asking that. That's a stupid question if that's what you're asking.
They'll make the sack.
That is a loss of 5 on the play.
You can't take sacks like that as a quarterback. You just can't. If you can't
Aaron, if Lorenzo Carter doesn't have a monster year this year, then in my opinion, he's going to go down as one of the biggest busts in UGA history. Now, he hasn't been terrible for UGA, but this guy came in. I mean, this guy was supposed to be, amazing for all 4 years that he was here. He's 6'7", 245 pounds, can run like the wind, strong as an ox, has all the tools, has everything you look for, and in my opinion, he's underperformed all 3 years. And the worst part about it is he just disappears. I've watched games before where he's played the whole game, and then in the third quarter, I find myself going, "Is Lorenzo Carter playing?" And then I haven't heard him call his name not one time. It's like I don't know what happens. Like he's just not there. And then you see him sometimes, and it's like he can't be stopped. So I don't know. I mean, he had more potential coming into UGA than almost anybody in the last 9 or 10 years. And to me, he hasn't lived up to it. I hope he does this year. I'll tell you who's going to have great years this year is the defensive line. Trent Thompson, Julian Rochester, and Jonathan Ledbetter. we were talking about Alabama having the best roster a minute ago. I would put Georgia's those 3 defensive linemen, Rochester, Thompson, and Ledbetter, up against any other 3 defensive linemen on any team in college football. Now, where Alabama would get us there would be depth, second string, when you have to rotate guys in and out. And I get that. But Thompson, Rochester, and Ledbetter are all NFL guys, and they're legit. The second half of the season last year, those guys were basically unblockable. It was crazy. The bowl game was unreal. Trenton Thompson had some issues in the spring, but I think most of those have been worked out. The defensive line is going to be. I think the defense is going to be unreal. I have no concerns at all about our defense this year. None. Not at any level. The defensive line is stacked. We're stacked at linebacker. Roquan Smith, Natrez Patrick, Lorenzo Carter, David Bellamy, loaded. Defensive backfield, you got Dominic Sanders coming back. He could have went pro. Aaron Davis, DeAndre Baker, Richard LeCounte, D'Angelo Gibbs, the 2 freshmen. I think they'll both see playing time. Well, LeCounte for sure. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if Richard LeCounte starts game 1 as the fifth defensive back. But Georgia runs a lot of that. What is it, like a? Hold on, y'all distracting me now.
Back to pass.
Touchdown.
Quick strike, tight end, and that's a touchdown.
The 4-2-5. Anyway, Georgia runs a lot of packages with 5 defensive backs. That's what what's his name from Alabama played last year. That's gone now. The only starter really we lost, Maurice Smith, that star position they call it. It wouldn't surprise me at all for Richard LeCounte to be starting at that star position this year. He's going to be really good. Are we going to see a South Carolina fan video this year? That's the most requested one, Ken, other than the ones that I have. I've got the Tennessee, of course, General Valtard. I've got the Florida fan, Natty Back Steve, and I have the Georgia Tech character. Hold on, let me run this play. I've got the Georgia Tech character. His name is. What is his name? Philip Huang Tektard III is his name. Philip Huang Tektard III.
Looks like they're ready for the kick.
But, yeah, so other than those 3, though, South Carolina is the most requested fan that I get. So maybe I can put something together to do for that. Week 1 is going to be really fun with making the videos because Georgia Tech and Tennessee play each other week 1. So there's a lot of stuff I can do with General Valtard and Philip Huang Tektard III. If I get out my fancy super top secret editing machine, I can even have both of them in the scene at the same time. So I could have General Valtard actually arguing with Philip Huang Tektard III. And I could be, Uncle Lou could be playing referee. So anyway, but there's a lot of good ideas I can do with that week 1 game with both those characters going at it. That week and arguing over the game. So that'll be exciting. Sacked, sit down.
Well, he's being forced to make really quick decisions because he doesn't have any time to throw the ball. That's going to lead the tournament.
Third and long now after the
17-0. Yeah, believe it or not, well, first of all, I'm not very good at this game. That's number 1. But number 2, it's harder to play and talk and read all these comments at the same time than you might think. Or maybe I'm just old and can't multitask. I don't know. But half the time I call a play, and then by the time I get ready to run it, I don't even know what play I've called. And then I'm not even picking formations or anything most of the time. I'm just letting the, what is it called, coach suggestion or whatever. So I'm not even really paying attention to what I'm doing. This is just a way for me to answer y'all's questions without y'all having to look at me for an hour. Y'all can just watch me play this game instead of looking at me for an hour, and I can see some of these questions. Alabama didn't have an offense this year, though. Yeah, I don't remember. This is NCAA 2013. So whatever year that would have been for Alabama, I'm not sure.
Somebody did it. It was like a jailbreak up front, and the linebacker will get the credit for the sack.
This is NCAA football 2014. You talking about where's Jake Coker? I didn't make Alabama's roster. I only made UGA's roster. So this is the Alabama roster, I guess, from 2014.
Under a minute left in the game.
Nope, you done messed up now.
He's at midfield.
So half the team bring Nick Chubb down, to be honest. Who do I want to win the finals? You're talking about NBA, I guess. I don't like LeBron, so I mean I don't really like the NBA, but at all. But I don't really like LeBron, so Chubb's hurt. So I've enjoyed watching LeBron lose, and I have a feeling that's going to continue. It wouldn't surprise me at all if the Cavs get swept in 4 games. Nothing happened there with no TTC trademark. That was a troll. What's his name? D-Town did that. That's just a troll. There's just no TTC trademark. Don't get trolled. Don't let the trolls win, Thomas. I was just explaining this to you a few minutes ago, buddy. Do I pay attention to NHL? I have tried. Is that the game? Oh, game over. I've tried a bunch of times to get into hockey. Augusta got a minor league hockey team one time. That's about the closest I got to getting into it, but I really just can't. Sometimes I'll watch the finals. I haven't been watching them much this year. I've sort of been keeping up with it a little bit because a lot of the Tennessee fans on my Facebook page are all of a sudden now hockey fans, I guess, because of the Nashville Predators. So I've been kind of keeping up with it, but not really. No conference is better than the SEC. I agree. I did have to reluctantly admit on video last year because I lost a bet that the ACC was the best conference in football last year. And I guess logically, if you look at it, they probably were. But, I mean, that's an anomaly. I mean, if you want to look at any period of time over the last 20 years, whether it's 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, whatever, the SEC has dominated college football in the 21st century, and I don't think that's about to change. But the ACC, at the top especially, it's hard to argue. I mean, Georgia Tech beat Georgia, Clemson beat South Carolina, Florida State beat Florida, Kentucky did beat Louisville, which was weird. But you had to give the ACC some credit last year. Who do I think will win the Heisman this year? Oh, God, way too early to say anything on that. Way too early. That running back from LSU is getting a lot of hype for the Heisman. Geese or Geis or Guice, whatever his name is, getting a lot of hype. Eason and Chubb are at least listed in the betting odds. I mean, they're long odds. Chubb, I think, is 30-1 or something like that. Eason is 50 or 60-1 or something. I don't expect either one of them to win, especially Eason. Chubb could potentially do it if he had a monster year like he was having 2 years ago, but I really don't even see that happening with Sony Michel stealing a lot of the carries. All right, I'm going to end it. Game over. Georgia wins 17-0. Amazing. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for talking football with me. Thanks for trolling me even. I love being trolled. Yeah. So, yeah, thanks for watching. If you want to see me play somebody else, let me know. I may do a season on here, too. I don't know if I'll do all the season live streamed. I may do some live streamed and some recorded. And some of these, too, I'll stream to Facebook instead of streaming to YouTube. So if you're not following me on Facebook, you can go over there and follow me. It's if you just search Uncle Lou on Facebook, you'll find it. I'm on Twitter, too. You can find me at just search. I think it's at Crazy Uncle Lou on Twitter because some idiot already had Uncle Lou. But anyway, if you look, you'll find me. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and even better morning.